Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about how I'm going to attach the circular mount end of the strut to my boat, and also what I'm doing to add structure and support to my hatch doors. So if you guys watched the latches and struts video, you know that this is one of the mounts for the strut. This is the end that needs to be attached to the frame of the boat. Basically, I need to have this mounted in a way like this. I can't mount it underneath because then it doesn't come out enough to accept the strut when it's mounted to the hatch as well. I also can't mount it up here, obviously, because one, I don't think that would work with the strut, and two, my hatch door wouldn't be able to shut. So I basically made a little mounting piece. This is the same 1 inch by 1 inch angled aluminum, 1/8 inch diameter. Just laid the circle mount onto the angled aluminum, marked out how long it needed to be, then made marks where I knew the holes needed to go. Because I'm mounting it to this aluminum, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to use the hardware that it came with. So I'm using a 1/2 inch length rivet that is 5/32 inch diameter, and this rivet fits perfectly inside the holes of these mounts. Once I had it all riveted together, it came out looking something like this. It was a little long in the back, but that's okay. These are the only ones that I had. So now all I have to do is take this piece, put it up against there, and I'll just go in from the top and rivet 2 rivets up top. Alright, so the next thing I needed to do was support my hatches in some way. You think about having this wide open spot and then only putting a 1/2 inch piece of plywood on top of it and then stepping on it, it tends to bow a lot. I went and got some really cheap pieces of wood. This is advertised as a 1x2. In reality, it's only like 3/4 by 1.5 inches. The first thing I did was measure out how long I wanted it to be. You want it to be as long as possible, but also keep in mind that you're going to be opening and closing this hatch, so you don't want this piece of wood to hinder hitting any of your frame when it's opening and closing. Then I placed it on the hatch door and got it into the spot where I wanted it to be. Traced around there, drew pilot holes only through the 1/2 inch plywood, then clamped the 2 pieces together. Then I used 1 1/4 inch exterior screws to keep them together. They do poke out a little bit on the bottom, but that's okay. I'll be able to go over those with a grinder and get those completely flattened out. The only one that I did differently was my rod locker hatch. Because that hatch is so big, it bowed even more when I was stepping on it. So instead of using the 1x2, I went ahead and got some 2x2s. These only actually measure out to about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, but I did the exact same concept as I did with this smaller one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for future content. Thanks for watching.